ये रेडियो पाकिस्तान पॉडकास्ट है।
Assalamu alaikum listeners and viewers, welcome to the Environment Channel of Radio Pakistan. This is your host Taghreed Iftikhar and I have with me Zainab Waheed. Let's welcome her on the show. Assalamu alaikum Zainab.
Walaikum assalam Taghreed. Thank you so much for having me.
We know that COP28 is going to be in a month or so. What should be Pakistan's stance at COP28?
It should primarily be climate finance, securing it, and also pushing for an official definition of climate finance. So at the current moment, there is no definition of climate finance, which gives climate criminals the free space to decide on whatever they report as climate finance. They can also give loans and sell climate insurance to global southern countries in the name of climate finance and report it however they want. There are no set mechanisms for not only defining but also the delivery of climate finance. And so I think that's really important. Without deciding which, we can have hundreds of conferences, we can have hundreds of seminars, but without any real achievement. This fundamentally needs to be addressed before we move forward. We need to define what climate finance exactly is, what does and does not count as climate finance. Grants do count, but I don't think loans should. Because in a climate-stricken country, the repayments on not only insurance but also loans, they account up to be more than the actual damage caused by climate change to those countries.
We don't have the funds to give back the loans.
Yes, and the amount of the loans amplifies up to a level that's way more than our actual damage as well, which basically raises questions about the validity of climate justice and climate finance as well. If it's supposed to help us, why is it burdening us more? And so climate finance should be the priority, and apart from that, also putting first-hand climate victims on policy making tables and removing language barriers from them, making sure underrepresented groups such as women and indigenous people, not only from Pakistan but also from across global south, they're equitably represented, they're assisted with everything that they need to put their point across, because I think a fundamental part of climate injustice is also the lack of access, not only because of lack of media but also the language barriers. So a person from Balochistan who's lost their homes and their families and their livelihoods because of climate change should not be expected to first learn English to understand what's happened to them. They should be able to access climate education in their own language without doing the extra effort of learning another language just so they can understand what's happened to them.